What is up, Midnight Tokers, Afternoon Hailers, and AM Hookah Smokers? This is the AM Hookah Podcast, your weekly hookah podcast every Monday, right here on the YouTube at 6:30 Central Standard Time. Here to fill your head with all the hookah stuff that you may care about, may not care about, may be interested, may not be interested. Who knows? We don't know, but we're here to talk to you about hookah stuff anyways, as well as bopping to those strong beats as Adrian likes to do. I am your host of this little venture, and joining me is the man with the 6th Infinity Stone, Adrian, Eternal Hunter. How are you doing this week, my friend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn, that came out good.
That's the spot. Enjoying some lemon bubbly water.
That sounded so good. Stuff. That was really impressive.
Well, we pre-recorded this episode.
Yeah,
according to...
Don't break the fourth wall. We can't talk about that right now.
Okay.
How are you doing this week?
What's up?
I'm doing good.
I'm looking at our own stream, and I look just 8-bit. I look like I'm in 80p.
I don't know what's going on. I look sexy. I look really nice and I look clean and crisp and under control. I don't know what's going on with everybody else's.
And you look like shit on our interface right now too.
Oh.
So like you're doing something, so you're the only fucker in 1080.
I'm not meaning to. That is not a purposeful thing.
Yeah, whatever.
If I have control over all y'all, I have no idea how to
in
do that.
This interface, I think my image looks the best.
Oh, that's crazy, because in this interface, okay, let's stop. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on the podcast. As always, we appreciate it. It's going to be a really fun show. On this episode, we are joined in chat by a bunch of awesome people. Robert Pope is here. Justin Young. Belu, what is up, main mans, pots and pans. Derek Moses, the hoses, the one with the mostest. The hookahologist also just showed up as well, so it's so nice to see you guys, and Diamond Robert. So we have a really fun-filled episode planned, but before we get to that, I was hoping Adrian could inform the younger listeners what they shouldn't be doing right now.
Kids, if you're watching, get the fuck out, right? Because like we're trying to enjoy an adult hobby here, and you being under 18 or under 21 in certain states in the United States of America, I can't help if you're not from the States because I don't know your international law. But if you're from America and you're the wrong age, you can't legally smoke hookah. You can't actually watch this, and you watching this is bad. So go away.
Yes, that was my favorite one of all of them so far, right there. That was my favorite one. Yeah.
What's going on with audio?
I don't know. I think it might be Jeremy's is like super loud, so it's like causing this like really awkward sounding sound. I don't know. We were testing a little bit before, and it wasn't quite that loud. We'll see what we can do.
It's good now, I think.
Yeah, it sounds a little better now. Okay, so on this week's episode, we are going to be talking about the end of Mintober and how amazing it has been for everybody involved, including Derek. He loved this month of Mintober. He told me personally in my DMs, he slid into my DMs, and he's like, hey, Matt, don't let anyone know this, but it was like the best time of my life this month. So don't tell him that I let you know that. But it was very amazing. We're going to talk about why it is that we...
It was sponsored by Paul.
It was all sponsored by Paul? What was? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, it was a really fun time talking about mints, obviously, and enjoying this wonderful October and making it a themed month. It's the first time we've really done anything like that, so I thought it was kind of fun and interesting. Maybe it was just me. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out. But we are also going to be joined by a very special guest. Joining us is going to be the Dean, Jeremy Byrd himself from Hookah University. And yeah, we're going to have some fun. We're going to be talking about products. We're going to be talking about new products. We're going to talk about mints, just all sorts of really good stuff. So what else can be said that has not already been said before about Mr. Byrd? To be honest, he's a friend that is thoughtful, helpful, and means what he says and says what he means. I could not be more happy to be able to call this person a very good friend of mine. So please help me welcome to the show this week, Mr. Jeremy Byrd. Ba-doom.
Matthew.
How's it going?
Why do you gotta talk to me about like that? Why do you gotta talk about me like that? These are all like unfactual beliefs. Adrian truly knows better. You know, I think me and Adrian are on the same level here. Matt, you were fired. We're going to have Adrian host the show tonight. It's all over with. All right?
Okay. I'm out. I'm out. See you guys later. Adrian, take over. Goodbye.
All right. What are we talking about now that Dad's gone?
I mean, dad hats are cool, right?
Yeah, that's true. Daddy hats are cool. Wait, he's back.
I'm back.
Oh, Matt.
I can't. I'm literally home. I'm already home. I can't get more home than I'm already at this moment. I'm trying something different on this episode's podcast. I got this really nice stand-up desk, and I'm attempting to stand up for this episode of the podcast because I sit all day at work. So I was like, I'm going to stand up, right? But I'm smoking something that's like very unwashed and kind of high in nicotine.
You're too old to be a hipster.
And I'm not. I'm at the perfect age to have a stand-up desk.
If
I'm too old to be a hipster, you're definitely too old to be a hipster, Matthew.
Dad's doing it. Why can't everybody else do it?
Yeah. This is my midlife. My midlife crisis is to get a stand-up desk. That's what my dream was. But this is an unwashed tobacco that I'm smoking, so I don't know how well this is going to work for me. But I want to ask Jeremy, what are you up to? How are you doing? You did a little bit of drinking before the show. What are you drinking right now? Is it a peanut butter whiskey? Is that what it is?
Well, right now, I don't do anything really without imbibing in beverages. So So this is a peanut butter whiskey. We're watching Bracken make the face from, who is it? Gopher from Winnie the Pooh.
Screwball, right? That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. My buddy Steve has he's a bartender and he drinks it home all the time.
Yeah, it's fucking sexy. It's good. Well, yes and yes, that is whiskey. I am smoking Rio Mint, although not so successfully right just now. I'm waiting for my bowl to warm up.
Very nice. Well, why don't we go ahead and get into what it is that we're smoking now that we know that you are smoking some Rio Mint at the moment? What about you, Mr. Adrian? What are you smoking at the moment?
Stock setup. I decided to go with the Matt Perrin instead of the Alpha because it's, in my opinion, it's just a better hookah. And on top, I got a Surrey bowl, and inside I've got cashmere peach with a little bit of cane.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wait, you're a basic hookah bitch.
I am super basic, bro.
You are a super fucking basic hookah bitch.
Yeah, dude.
That is like, hey, I smoked 10 years. Bro, I smoked K Peach and K, and he's like, bro, I do too. And then you see the guys go into the back room.
Yep. I'm not even fancy enough to put foreplay in there anymore. I am super basic at this point. And yeah, Matt already knows the Coles. There's 3 of them. What do you think they are?
I'm gonna guess they're Prestige Bubbles Coconut Charcoal, proud sponsor of
what
the
size?
AM Hookah Podcast. You're probably doing the jumbo flats if you had a choice.
Correct. Yeah. If it was 3 cubes, I'd probably be happier. Honestly, it'd be hotter. What about you, Matt?
I am smoking using 2 Prestige Jumbo Flats at the moment with an 80 feet bowl, and I'm trying some new product that I guess most of us have all tried it. It's for testing right now from Zumerit. They have a new branch that they're doing. It's very unwashed. It's very strong, actually, and I'm enjoying a mixture of the Dominican Guava, the which one? What was it? It was the grapefruit one, the Mirinda, and then the sweet
Cali Miranda.
Yeah, Cali Mirando. It's very, very good grapefruit. It's super like a natural.
It's
grapefruit.
closer to Alfacar's grapefruit than Tangier's pink grapefruit.
It's like
but it performs like not plastic tobacco.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
it's totally like if AF grapefruit was like, it's like the memory that we have of AF grapefruit where we like, man, that stuff was so good, and this actually is that good. So I'm really.
Wait a minute, I still fucking smoke AF grapefruit. Look, every time. Oh, hold on. Anytime I go to a lounge, Matthew,
I agree with that.
AF grapefruit is solid. Don't talk about this. Back in the day, AF grapefruit is still fucking a top flavor in my opinion.
My lounge tobacco is always Blue Mist. If I'm going to a lounge, I'm requesting 2 things. 1, that they have Blue Mist, and 2, that they have Quick Like Coals, or I just walk out. At that point, if they don't have Quick Like Coals and Blue Mist in Starbuzz, I'm just out of that lounge. I'm like, why bother and waste my time? That's what I'm saying. I'm just kidding.
I fucking quit.
I'm kidding about. I'm kidding about all that except for the Blue Mist. Blue Mist is my lounge tobacco of choice if I'm going to go into a lounge.
I agree with Jared.
No,
Alfacar grapefruit is a good Alfacar flavor.
Now I'm wondering why you were almost taller than the room at this point.
He's getting big-headed.
Yeah, I'm just getting lifted because of my thoughts. So, and then I'm using my Like Smoke today, and I'm using, I said 80 feet bowl, but yeah, it's a really good mixture. This sweet mint from Zumerit is really a sweet mint. It is very, very sweet. I'm enjoying it quite a lot as I'm a heavy mint sweet fan smoker. I don't know if any of that
tastes just like the packaging, right? Those after dinner mints, it's the same flavor.
Absolutely.
I think that whole line was just nailed in the head, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I tried the almond cream.
No. Let's back up.
Yes.
Me and Matt had this discussion.
Yes.
Frappuccino is not a flavor. That's no good.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I'm not a fan of Frappuccino.
Frap.
Oh, no.
No way.
Yeah, I absolutely love that flavor. It's in my top 5.
I've said many times I'm not a fan of coffee flavors, and this one did not change my mind. I will say, though, that almond cream is pretty damn delicious. I really enjoy
almond cream. Is unique as shit because the nuttiness is very much in the background. It's a cream flavor with almond, not vice versa, but it's incredible. I like the whole line. At some point we should talk about that.
I think we will actually be getting into that a little bit deeper as we go along, but before we get into that, I think we should go ahead and show off the picture of the week submitted by a member of the Facebook group, AM Hookah Facebook group. It is from Aaron McKay is his name. Thank you so much for supplying us with this picture. It's a picture of Alfacar. Speaking of Alfacar, he has the grape mint as well as the frost mint. This is a flavor he gets in Australia. If I'm not mistaken, I believe. I've spoke to him about it a couple of times. He's using his Cloud Lotus. What the hell is this bowl's name? The Vitria?
It's gum mint, not grape mint, thank God.
Yeah, that's gum mint.
Yeah, Gummin. I used the G, but I forgot the rest
It
of the
went
word.
from being an unsmokable garbage bowl to being a reasonable bowl of hookah tobacco.
Yeah.
Less plastic.
You went from 0 to 60 in like 2.5 max.
He's using his Cloud Vitria bowl, I believe is what this one's called. I can't remember the name of this bowl for some reason. Is that what this is? Is this the Vitria?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much for supplying us with that picture. You're the Facebook picture of the week. If you want to be the Facebook picture of the week, all you got to do is apply to the prompt that our wonderful Facebook moderator, Captain Wetbeard, Austin, does every single week, and then we pick whichever one we feel is the best, and we showcase it here on the show. This week, it is Aaron McKay. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
It certainly helps if you PayPal $100 to AM Hookah Podcast at podcast.com.
Yeah, that would not hurt anything. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to help, but it won't hurt. That's for sure. Anyways, so that's the Facebook picture of the week. I guess let's just go ahead and get right into it in our topics and stuff like that. Why waste any more time? If you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask Mr. Jeremy Byrd, make sure to drop a question mark in front of your question in the chat. We'll pass those questions on to Mr. Jeremy Byrd. And then also, very quickly, a call to action. If you have not already, please drop a like on the video and also share the video. Yes, share the video to your favorite place that you like to share stuff, be it a Facebook chat, a Facebook group, maybe on Reddit or on Discord or wherever in the world you want to share this. Just call your mom and your dad or your brother, your sister, or your roommate or your significant other and be like, hey, come watch this with me. I don't care what you do. Just, let other people know the show exists and we're doing it at the moment. It's very fun. Jeremy, why are you such a manly man is what Bilu wants to know.
Because my moves have grown to the size to where I can become a man and I'm no longer a boy.
Oh, is that how that works? Okay. Chris Del Gagillo also wants to ask, why is Jeremy Byrd so damn sexy?
Same thing, pay me $20 and get me an overnight stay, and we can find out.
Oh, okay. So there you go. We're finding out all sorts of little pieces of information.
For the masterclass, that's a reasonable price.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a fun episode. I knew upon asking Jeremy to be on the episode today that it was going to be a lot of fun. So it's definitely proving to get to that level of funness for sure. But let's go ahead and get into some of the fun chatting stuff that we have planned for today. Basically, Jeremy, I want you to give us your little breakdown of Hookah University. We see the flag in the background of your shot at the moment, but what is Hookah University? Why is Hookah University cool? Why should people go and check it out? It is a Facebook group, obviously, but go ahead and take it away. Tell us about Hookah University a little bit.
It's Hookah University. When you think of a university, it's like something like, you're getting out of college, you're going to a university, you're experiencing new things, you're enjoying life, right? Matt, Adrian, Bracken, you guys were at the fucking party. You had fun. It's about getting together with like-minded people, smoking some fucking hookah, not worrying about the bullshit all too much. There's some stuff we got to take care of, obviously. The admins, the moderators, we're there as mouthpieces. Make sure that the group maintains some sanctity. But really, it's just a hookah home for everybody. Post what you like what you smoke. And if somebody doesn't like it, I'm sorry. You don't have to like everything in this world, and that is perfectly fucking okay.
Totally okay. Absolutely, yeah. Hookah University is a place that I've called home for a very long time on Facebook, obviously. It's my second favorite Facebook group on Facebook when it comes to hookah. It is. It's my absolute favorite, second favorite, right next to the AM Hookah group because that's the best
that's
one.
Not
there
his first
is.
favorite. That's not his first favorite Facebook group. I know what it is.
First favorite. Hookah group, that is. I can't tell you what the actual first.
Yeah, it's something to do with Nintendo Switch.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nerd.
Nerd.
Maybe a little bit, but you know what? Nerds are cool, and I can be an old man nerd and still... I do feel like a hipster standing up as of right now. Like, it just kind of dawned on me. It's like, wow, I should not be standing anymore. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to transition into letting you talk about the Beer Garden, which is a show that happens on Hookah University. If you could walk us through exactly what that is. And I'm going to change my desk from being able to stand to sitting because this very strong unwashed tobacco is starting to kick my butt a little bit. So if you could please tell us a little bit about that wonderful beer garden that you run on Hookah University. I'm going to start this
statement off with something that I always say, Matt. Don't be a bitch. Enjoying the beer garden. Beer garden is kind of like a show that happens every once in a while when I'm feeling some inspiration. It's not something that's meant to be kind of like laborious. It's something that I'm going to probably be bringing back before the end of the year, I hope, with David Harris. It was produced by Chris. And now that Chris is retired, our schedules are a little different. So we just got to kind of figure that out. But the beer garden is that. It's like, okay, you think of a beer guy, right? He's a super fucking nerdy guy that likes to drink beer. And he picks up all the stupid little notes that everybody says is there, but you really can't taste unless you have a man bun. So I grew a man bun in the interim. And I decided to become like an all-out craft beer queen. No, I'm just kidding. It's a show where you take and you mix your beers with the hookah you're smoking and try and get them to pair together to become something really, really nice, right? So if you're drinking like a grapefruit session IPA, right? And you mix it with like, hey, I'm going to go with something weird. Let's go with like a basil blast from Darkside to get that, sweet, tangy, and that real crisp note on your tongue. And let's go with something like herbal, like with a Burger Monster or a basil. And how do those two flavors interact with each other?
Cool. I like this idea a lot. If you guys have never seen the Beer Garden, it's definitely a very good reason to be a part of the Hookah University Facebook group because you can enjoy it live and actually comment, ask questions, and all those different things. But Chris also post them onto the Hookah University YouTube channel. If you guys didn't know, Hookah University also has a YouTube channel that you can catch all the replays of all the different videos that go live on Hookah University. You can go and check out all the stuff that goes on over there as well, which is really cool. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. That way, if I know a couple of people in the chat right now, for instance, are not huge on Facebook for whatever reason, so make sure you're subscribed to the Hookah University YouTube channel as well. That way you can keep up to date with all the cool videos that they have going on all the time. Very, very cool stuff, obviously. I enjoy seeing those videos after the fact, too. They let me just kind of like throw it on in the background, just listen to it. It's always kind of nice and stuff. Do you have any idea when the next beer garden might be happening?
That I don't know. I'm going to try and organize our schedules in which a way that we can make it happen in November and December. As you know, in November and December, the weather starts to cool down a little bit. So it doesn't always have to be about beer. But Beer Garden seemed right because it's a place that people get together and they talk about nerdy shit, right? Matt, Adrian, Bracken, and Jeremy walk into a room. They see a set of Dungeons and Dragons. They walk over and play and smoke some hookah, right? So it's kind of like the same feeling, at the beer gardens, at the beer bars, you walk over there, not everybody's a beer drinker, but they're going to have, maybe a cider or a wine or, hey, maybe even a mead. Last time I drank mead, I ended up upside down on my mother's kitchen table singing AC/DC for like 2.5 hours. So it's a good time. We try and have an after show hangs when we do the beer garden, get in there, chit chat for a while, drink some beer with the guys, have a little bit of fun. So when we do announce it, I'll throw it up on our Instagram pages. It'll obviously be streamed to YouTube probably as well as our Facebook page. You're always welcome there.
We have a couple of people in the chat right now saying some different sorts of drink names, and I'd like to take this time to ask you, what's your favorite kind of drink? We have people talking about IPAs, we have people talking about stouts, we have people talking about
stouts are better
mead.
than IPAs, by the way.
We have people talking about mead even at the moment. So what is it? What's your preferred drink of choice if you had one?
Whiskey.
Just whiskey, just pure, and I like you. That is a good answer. Whiskey is definitely my answer as well. Though I do like IPAs.
Hold on.
IPAs.
There's a standard here, right? You can walk in with some blue collar guys, and you can hold a beer in your hand and have a good time, right?
Yeah.
But you could walk into a blue collar, a white collar, an upper class engagement with a glass of whiskey in your hand, and every single fucker there will respect you.
There you go. I like that idea. Yes, walk in with do a whiskey sour. I'm a classic guy. I like whiskey sour.
Yeah.
Something simple, something nice and easy. Hits the taste buds just right in so many ways. I like a Jack and Coke. I'm classic like that, I guess. Or basic. I don't know. Either one.
I mean, if it's if it's like a well whiskey, then I'll mix it. But if it's a good whiskey, just put that guy on the rocks.
Yes.
Or maybe even just chill it a little bit. No rocks. Just go straight, unfiltered goodness. Maybe even sometimes warm, straight out of the bottle.
Absolutely. What about you, Adrian? Do you have you said you prefer stouts? Is that what you said?
If I'm going to drink beer, I want a stout normally.
Do you like it to be really heavy stout? Like, do you want to be able to chew your drink?
I want to chew my beer.
Like a Thelonious Monk or a Rasputin.
Exactly.
See, Adrian's like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Non-beer, I like whiskey, but liquor will get me drunk regardless. So I'll like it the more I drink it anyway. And I'm a 26-year-old man with responsibilities that still will try to get blackout drunk from time to time.
Yeah,
so
once I start drinking, I just drink all of it. Like I have no issue
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
anything that I'm drinking at that point.
But if
we're all
I'm
the same
drinking
way.
for taste,
Yeah,
whiskey. Whiskey is absolutely. Once you learn to respect whiskey and you're not just drinking like Jack Daniels because I'm 21, I can drink Jack Daniels now.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about whiskey, but I have a lot of friends who know a lot about whiskey. They say try this whiskey and I go, "Yep,
Yeah.
this is great. This is outstanding. This tastes good."
Yeah, I'm a vodka guy too. I like a good vodka.
I can't drink straight vodka.
I like a good, strong flavored vodka. I like those.
Matt, so we're sitting at 11 likes right now, and I think we can do a little better than that considering how many people are in the chat. So I'll bring the beer garden back, or I will do a live where we go with like some pumpkin spice whiskey.
Ooh.
We'll do a super basic white bitch beer garden edition.
I love this
So
idea.
let's see those likes go up a little bit in the chat, all right?
Yeah, drop a like on the video. Let us know that you're enjoying the content. Like I said, make sure you share the video. Let other people know that we have this going on at the moment. Drop a like and.
So pumpkin spice whiskey is a thing.
I mean, it has to be.
It is a fucking thing, Adrian.
Whoa. World's better all of a sudden.
I bet Matt would like Tito's vodka. I like Tito's. It's okay. It's not my favorite vodka.
Tito's is a really good top shelf, mid shelf vodka.
Yes, it's good.
like mid shelf, but I can't.
It's mid shelf, but it drinks like a top shelf.
Yeah, like I'm drinking Tito's and I'm like, this is pretty good vodka.
Do you have any Tito's right now, Adrian?
I do. I have a fifth in my
almost
kitchen
always,
right now.
yes.
Would you like to go get that
It's
fifth
on
and take a drink with me?
standby. It's on standby all the time for Adrian. He always has Tito's. We had a question in the chat actually from Chris. It looks like he says, "Any good whiskeys worth trying?" There's a whiskey that I'm a big fan of, and it may not be like a straight whiskey, but Jim Beam does this. I could be wrong, but somebody does a black cherry whiskey, and it's very good.
How did I know that, Matt?
Why that I would like a black cherry whiskey?
No, it's sweet. It's candy.
Yeah, I like sweet candy.
No, it's
flavors.
like
that is who I am as a person. Give me the sweets. I will always take sweets over just about damn near anything. I love sweet stuff.
Do you ever notice that like the industry is going insane right now? Because the hookah industry is going insane over flavored vapes. But nobody has said anything about flavored alcohol. And that's what all the kids are going after, right? They're stealing the whipped vodka from grandma and grandpa or mom and pop or whatever.
The logic makes absolutely no sense where they're just like, it's the flavor that makes people want to go smoke these things when like back in like the, early 90s and 80s and 70s when like people that I know that are adults now that started smoking when they were teenagers, like they just went and grabbed the Marlboros out of their mom and dad's like closet and stuff like that. Like flavoring has nothing to do with it. Like people are just going to do stupid shit regardless if it's flavored or not. It doesn't matter, but that's a conversation to be had at another time. Do you have a whiskey that you would suggest people give a try, Jeremy?
10 cup whiskey.
Okay, yeah.
It's like $22 to $25 depending on where you buy it. It drinks like a mid to upper tier whiskey, but it's cheap. It's accessible, right?
Yeah. Very good. Oh, we got some Tito's smelling going on. Can you give us the flavor notes that you get when you smell that? We want to make this very beer garden-esque. So what are the flavor notes?
I just like the smell of liquor. It just smells like being drunk.
It smells like stepdads and disappointment. Got it. All right.
Okay, so it's a weekday night, which means I work tonight and tomorrow. But a little shot, and then to enjoy just a little bit of pink lemonade to go with some ice and a little bit more of this because it tastes good.
Like you would pair that with like Zumerit, Cali Miranda.
Oh,
that would be like
a
perfect power pairing.
Pair this exactly with that flavor.
Yeah, I love being able to mix things with very bitter tastes as well. Like I know I'm a very sweet tasting person for the most part, but I love bitters. I love things that are kind of like that, like the tip of your tongue type taste and stuff. I think those are usually very good as well. Maker's Mark is a very good whiskey. I'm a fan of Maker's Mark.
I've recently just tried Maker's Mark.
Very good.
I can't believe I've gotten this long without trying, but it's a very reasonable tasting whiskey.
Oh, absolutely. And it
matter of
mixes
fact,
great
I'm a
with
Maker's
bitters.
Mark ambassador. If you didn't know that,
I did not know that. What does that mean to be an ambassador? You drink it a lot and tell other people to drink it too?
So when you become an ambassador, they basically say, okay, we're going to put this whiskey in a bottle. and we're going to send you a Christmas gift for every 9 years and tell you how far this cask is getting. And at the end of the 9 years, they say, okay, it's either ready to bottle, and you can purchase your allotted amount of bottles from this barrel.
Wow.
Or you can let it go. And my 9th year is actually up in 2020.
Oh man, that's exciting.
That's some classy shit.
Is
dude.
it gonna be up before the Vegas trip this next year?
I hope so.
Oh, that'd be awesome if you had some of that night. Oh, that'd be great. I'd want to try some. I would want to try some.
But we're not just doing Vegas. We're actually
true.
going to be at the Shisha Fair meets Vapor Fair down in Miami.
Okay.
And the Hookah Villains are going to try and repeat again. So,
ooh, if you guys did not know, the Hookah Villains did take first place in the Hookah Battle this year in Las Vegas. There's actually another Hookah Battle coming up in a couple of weeks, actually, in Vegas. Again, it's going to be at Oasis Lounge. Our good friend Jack at his lounge at Oasis is going to be hosting the next Hookah Battle. Is there any chance the Hookah Villains are going to be able to show up to that?
I will actually be flying out possibly to judge that.
Ooh, that'd be fun. That'd be exciting to see it from the other side of the spectrum. That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun.
Would want to hear about that. So let's talk about Zumerit for a little while, and then we can move on and talk about some other stuff. But let's talk about Zumerit and this new stuff that they're bringing to market. They have quite a few new flavors. Adrian and Jeremy, I think you both have more experience with this so far than I do. I only recently got it recently, but I'm enjoying what it is that I'm trying. But Jeremy, what is some of the stuff that you've been enjoying? I know that it's going to be available within the next couple months or so, is what I'm being told. What is some of the stuff that you've really been enjoying from this Zumerit? I don't even know what to call it. It's Special Edition.
Special Black.
Special Black is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of those are reboot from the old days of Black Lava because, as you know, Zumerit bought Black Lava.
Yes.
So the standard Black Lava flavors, like the banana cream pie, was solid as hell. You know, that I tried. Wasn't super alcohol-y.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in what else they brought to the table, right? Which they did an excellent transition of the Cali Miranda from the blonde line over into the dark, which I thought was absolutely spot on, fantabulous.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome because most of my grapefruit experience in the unwashed tobacco family of tobaccos is from like Trifecta Darks grapefruit and Tangiers, both their pink grapefruit and their seasonal grapefruit. And those are all kind of that sweet take, like a pink grapefruit kind of flavor. And they went the natural route. And that really impressed me because I wasn't expecting that when I saw, this is going to be a grapefruit flavor. And the dark leaf line, it's going to be super sweet and saturated. And it's just not.
Yeah, Cactus Lemon is good too, Travis. They transferred that over from the Black Lava line over into the Zumerit line. But I think like one of the most fantastic flavors that they have is their peach iced tea that they came out with. I thought that flavor was fucking delicious. It was just like, that's perfect. As well as their sweet almond cream.
Oh,
I was a huge fan of that.
I've been a very big fan of the sweet almond cream. If you guys are coffee drinkers and you use like an almond extract, it's kind of interesting because to me it tastes very much like an almond extract, only it also has this very nice nutty taste to it that you don't really get from the almond extract. Almond extract, you just get the taste of almond in like a syrupy, obvious way.
It tastes like a coffee creamer. It's titular coffee creamer material.
Yes, absolutely.
What you're getting in those syrups, but I completely agree. There is a nuttiness to it. It's very much it hits you up in the upper olfactory is where I feel it the most. But it's stupid jargon. It just tastes like nuts, man. Nuts and cream and sweet, and the title says everything about the flavor you need to know. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a very good blend.
The Dominican Guava, I'm also a very big fan of. I don't know if it's an exact replica of the Dominican Guava from Black Lava, but their Dominican Guava is very, very good. I've been enjoying. That's what this mix is. I put the guava with the grapefruit, and I'm enjoying it tenfold. It's been fantastic.
It buzzes me harder than the other flavors.
Yes,
for some reason,
does.
Dominican Guava specifically, I was sent 250 grams from the straight from the floor, and I tried it, and I was like, "This is really good." 30 minutes, and I'm like, "What? This isn't supposed to happen to me anymore. I'm supposed to have a tolerance." So that was weird, but it's very enjoyable.
Yeah,
I've been noticing I'm getting, I pack dark side like the dark side folks do. I do go in an Aggie with an HMD, and I noticed that buzz has been hitting me lately, and that's because I took a little bit of a break for a little while with darks and tried the almost entire Eternal Smoke line, which was good. 2019 and 2018 have been absolutely fantastic years for hookah. Like, thinking back on it, if you look at 2018 and 2019, like Zoo Merit taking over Black Lava was probably the best thing that could have happened. Going from them introducing their blonde line, but then also like grabbing some of that dark stuff that everybody liked, and all the stuff that's coming out.
Yes, I agree completely. It's been a year of surprises in the best possible way, and there's been some really interesting stuff that have come about because of it. And I think that if you have not tried Zoo Merit before, I would recommend kind of waiting to try this special black edition. I think it's very good. It offers something that I think that a lot of us that have been smoking hookah for a long time, especially some of us that don't get buzzed, and that was something I was going to bring up too, is I don't usually get too much of a buzz anymore as much as I used to. Like every once in a while I'll still get a buzz and stuff. But with this Zoo Merit special black, man, I've been getting some buzzes. Like I packed it and I knew to be a little bit weary of it because it's an unwashed tobacco and stuff, and it is definitely very buzzy for me personally. I'm not saying Cameron, I'm not saying you're gonna get buzz from it because I know you are buzz impossible, but for me personally, this is starting to bring back that feeling of getting a buzz. It's not overwhelming to the point where I feel like I'm gonna pass out or anything, but it is very much very buzzy for me. Have you guys? Adrian said a little bit that he's noticed a little bit of a buzz. Jeremy, you said a little bit of a buzz. Is it something that you're looking for, that you're missing a little bit? Are you enjoying the buzz? Where do you stand with that buzz?
I don't really care. Buzzes don't make an opinion for me in hookah. I mean, I'm here for the enjoyment of the flavors, hanging out with like-minded people, shooting the shit. Trying to make a positive impact on the community more than anything. I'm not here to say XX is trash, XX is trash. I'm here to let people make their own damn opinions because people don't need opinions made for them, right?
It's a good way to put it. Adrian, I know that you in the past have been a buzz chaser. So how has this stuff been about for buzzing?
It's reasonable. You build up a tolerance and it becomes a more minute part of your session, regardless of whether you're chasing it or not. Mm-hmm. It's buzzy. Some flavors are buzzier than others, and I was talking to Chams a little bit about that. I just wanted to applaud Zoo Merit for their there are a lot of people in the community that they've just been like very diligent about getting feedback from and just trying to get the line right. Yeah. And that was impressive because you don't see that from every brand out there. So I thought that was really cool, and I think that does have something to do with the success, or what I think is going to be the success of the line. But at this point, I chase buzzes, but you're only going to get so far once you build up a tolerance. You work from home, you smoke 4 bowls a day. It's going to be pretty difficult to chase that dragon.
Yes. Hey, Adrian, we should smoke frigate together again.
That'll do it. That's not hookah tobacco anymore at that point, though. That's like something else.
Bowl of death.
Yeah. I still remember Chicago over a year ago at this point. Jesus.
Adrian, we better get together sooner. I'm driving to your ass.
Oh, we're gonna have to do that because you don't want to drive to Michigan. It's miserable.
I don't care. I still have a little bit of Furgate left. I need to do some packing with some Furgate. It's been a little while since I've used it again, so I might have to give it a try again. Justin Young says, yeah, no, tell me your opinions. If it is trash, why let people waste money, or if they can get enjoyable tobacco? I agree completely. I think that is definitely what the communities in the hookah, Facebook and stuff like that is definitely for. I think it's less, this is the way that I've always felt about like hookah reviewing and just kind of hookah in general when it comes to this kind of stuff. I think it's important to find somebody with similar taste buds. I'm not someone that's like, don't believe in bias, like unbiased people. I think that's the most bullshit type statement that can possibly be made. I say feed your bias. I say look into your bias. Fucking smoke what you like to smoke. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and talk about the shit you want to talk about, right?
Exactly. Enjoy that. Be a part of it. Embrace it. Understand the difference between bad and good. Just because you like something doesn't make it good, and just because you don't like something doesn't make it bad.
There's also this underlying part as part of Justin Young's question. Mm-hmm. As an influencer, right, I get more shit than what I actually talk about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If I don't fucking like it, I go back to the manufacturer and I don't like grill them on a public Facebook forum on stuff that isn't released or going through a soft launch. You go back, you get them the feedback, and if it's trash, it's trash, right? It's that fucking simple. As an influencer, yeah, we sometimes get free shit, but free shit doesn't equal a positive review.
Yes, no.
Yeah, exactly. That's I think everyone in this room has fallen into that on some level of, if you have a voice, people want to give you things, so you talk about their stuff. It's rough, and I don't like bashing things either, because there's a lot of flavors that I just don't talk about, and it's because I personally don't like them, and I might not necessarily be able to speak on a grape flavor being a good grape flavor, because I fucking hate grape flavors, right? I've had people look at me right in the eye and say they enjoy Alfacher grape, and I think they're lying to me, and I think it's a fugazi, but it is what it is. I don't think it's like a problem, but yeah. And then Cameron, as always in the comments bashing Tangiers, that's a valid opinion. You're in the minority. I know many people who disagree with you. I'm one of them. But hey, there's probably someone out there just like you, at least one other person.
But I think that's like a very good thing. I think we need to have polar opposites, right? Like we need to have somebody that loves shit and somebody that hates shit. Like that, there's no issue with that. The fact of the reality is Cameron is not the only person in the world that also feels this way. So it's good for those sorts of people to like connect and say like, hey, I don't like Tangiers, and someone's like, hey, I don't like Tangiers. What do you like? Because if we both don't like the same thing, the chances of us both liking something together is going to be higher in that way as well. Where if I sit here and I love chilled wine from Eternal Smoke. I love it.
You're
I think it's
fucking broken.
I think it's
swear to God.
Fantastic. I think it's amazing.
I tell Joe the same thing.
Amazing.
Out of everything that I've tried, that one left my house the quickest.
But if people like chilled wine, it means that we have a level playing field that we can then talk about other flavors as well. So I think it's a very positive thing to have that sort of
these
mentality.
people like Matt, you have someone to talk to about your problem.
We can start our own little our own therapy session. It's okay with me. I got no problem with that. It's fun. Obviously, there's a lot of level playing field when you're able to talk about things and enjoy them in the same way.
There kind of is a part 2 to this as well.
Sure.
Just because a brand has a certain flavor that I absolutely love, like 24 Karat from Zumerit's, blonde line, doesn't mean I like anything else from the blonde line, right?
Yes.
Just because I like Zomo's Acai Cream, doesn't mean I like any of the other line, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think that we get hung up in the idea that if we like something from a brand, we have to like that brand. That's not the case at all. We don't have to like a brand just because we like a flavor from a brand. I'm a big fan of a lot of the stuff that I've tried from Dark Side Tobacco, for instance. There is just as many flavors that I do not care for. And I have told many people, like, I don't like Fruity Dust. I don't like Emerald Akbar cereal. Like, those are not flavors that I enjoy from Dark Side. There are other flavors from Dark Side that I heavily enjoy, and I smoke those, and I enjoy those. There's lots of stuff from Tangiers that I do not like. I'm not a fan of everything that I've smoked from
They have
Tangiers.
100 fucking flavors, Matt.
Yes.
There's going to be something you don't like, and that is okay.
It's all right.
The bottom line is the human condition is biased, and that is going to be what it is, and no one's going to agree on everything. And I think that Jeremy came in and like the first thing he said was correct. Just smoke what you fucking like. Talk about it if you want. And if you disagree with someone, if you want to argue with them, remember that if you're still in high school, you can't legally be smoking. So stop acting like you're in high school.
Exactly.
It's easy. It's so easy.
It is so fucking simple.
It definitely should be. It definitely should be.
It is such a simple thing, right?
Yep. Don't let some asshole on the internet tell you what to enjoy.
Exactly. Don't let assholes on the internet dictate your fucking session, right?
Absolutely.
I'm an asshole on the internet, and I can tell you I don't know anything. Okay. If you're listening to people like me, you need to stop.
At least you're clear on that. Other people aren't so much, sadly. There's too many assholes. All right, let's talk about hot smoking, because Jeremy, when I think of a hot smoker, obviously I think of you in general as a person, but I also think of the way that you like to smoke as well. So let's talk about how it is that you enjoy smoking your bowls, because you do like to smoke a little bit hot. Why is it that you have become a hot smoker in your thought, I guess? I don't know if that's something that we think about or anything. I'm not trying to say like, hey, one day you woke up, you're like, I'm going to smoke everything hot. But what does being a hot smoker mean to you?
It's pushing the tobacco to a point where you still get full flavor and full clouds without charring your tobacco. And I think it is a natural progression as you start to smoke hookah. Because as I look on YouTube, I look on TikTok, I look on everybody's little Instagram stories and their first hookah sessions like this. Okay. And then you got me and Adrian over here just like,
just annihilating bowls, just getting it as much as humanly possible out of it, obviously. Yes.
so I think it's a natural progression, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now I have an Oblako bowl, right?
Okay.
I have the matte
metal.
pear sitting on top.
That's the metal bowl.
No, the Oblako, the Russian tall bowls with the spire, like a funnel, like the Tangiers bowls that were originally invented. Real nice, only glazed on the top or unglazed.
Okay.
So if we're looking at a description, and I got the matte pear HMD, and I was smoking out of it before. I had real mint, and then I had 4 superior cocos, and I had the Mickey Mouse method, which is 2 in and 1 on each side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I took that out. It's nonstick on the bottom. I dumped the coal out. I put 2 31 millimeter Shamans on, and I threw it on top of the Oblako bowl. And then what I did is I threw the wing cover on. So, I smoke hot. Not everybody can smoke a bowl with me, and that's okay. I make everybody their own separate bowls when they visit my house. Because most of the time when people smoke with me, all they do is cough 90% of the time, and they take 5% of the puffs, right?
Mm-hmm. Very, very true.
So, as a hot smoker, you want to find that balance of getting your session to that optimal value of the hottest you think you can go without burning the tobacco, and allowing that to level out so you still get flavor and clouds.
Yeah, and that point might be a little different for everybody, I like to take my Tangier sometimes to the point of being a little burnt, just to add some like sensation to the back of the throat. And that my friends don't fucking like that. They get their own bowls when they come over,
Yeah.
I agree. I think everyone does slow transition, and a lot of people probably wouldn't say that they're hot smokers, but people who go to hookah lounges every other week would be like, yeah, you are.
It's funny because I didn't used to really consider myself too much of a hot smoker. And then recently with smoking with so many people at like the frat house and stuff like that, I've realized that I am far more of a hot smoker than I thought I was.
I mean, no one smokes as hot as Jeremy. And Chris.
Pilu asked about the matte pear HMD. So this is the matte pear HMD, right?
Yes. Is it available from any place that anyone can purchase at right now?
It'll be available in 1 to 2 weeks from Sky Hookah Distribution. Okay. And you can also go on there. And if you're part of the Facebook group or you're part of the webpage or Instagram, just go around to our webpage, grab the discount codes, man. The guys from Sky Hookah Distribution, they've always been there. They've supported us. They've been, a part of the HU family. You can ask Adrian when he got heavily intoxicated with us and how quickly that happened.
So Cameron actually says some pretty good stuff right here about hot smoking. Cameron says, hot smoking, in my opinion, is when you get full flavor, full clouds, and also get the chest compression. Like that feeling in your chest almost to the point of a cough, but you enjoy it and you don't cough. Then Diamond Robert says, it gives me a more full feeling, and it helps bring out the boldness of flavors. I love it. I think that's a really good way to look at hot smoking, that when you're able to really take those big, long puffs and get that really big flavor and stuff, I think that's when you're ready to transition into smoking a little bit hotter. Because at some point while smoking, you'll get to the point where you just want more of a full feeling. I think that's a good way to put it, actually, is a full feeling, at least to me.
And you also start to get like the tobacco notes from something like Trifecta, where the blend of tobacco is different than the blend of tobacco from, let's say, Tangiers or Dark Side. And then pull in that Dark Side, full up, smoking the shit out of it. You're going to get different tobacco notes than Trifecta or Tangiers.
Mm-hmm. Very true, very true. It's fun to experiment with as well. I think maybe try some different tobaccos that you're not used to smoking as hot, a little bit hotter. Maybe even try smoking some stuff that you smoke a little hotter, a little bit cooler, and see how that transitions to things as well, because all tobacco is not created equal, and you are able to smoke things differently based upon what it is you're packing, the bowl that you're using, the type of pack that you're doing. Some people are going to try and preach that there's like an optimal way to smoke everything in a very particular order, but in reality, it's kind of really geared towards how you like to smoke, I think, a lot more. For instance,
if there's a guy that can tell me in which order, in which way, to where I'm going to enjoy my bowl every single time, I will give him $300.
Ooh.
No, fuck that. I will give them $500.
Ooh, I'm going to make a chart for you. I'm going to make you a chart. Oh my gosh. Okay, so like I was going to bring up a point to this as well. Is Azor Dark is a really good one to kind of bring up to this because I smoke Azor Dark very light in the way that I compact it. Where Jeremy is this one person that I know that like heavily just you just smash that shit in there. I don't know how you get it smoking as good as you do because I don't smoke like that, but I've tried your bowls. And your bowls of Azor Dark are fucking fantastic. They're amazing, and we smoke it completely differently. And I cannot replicate the way that you pack that every time. I enjoy the bowls that I smoke, but you also smoke in a very different way than I do, and you make very good bowls as well.
Well, I think what it is, it's knowing the kit of parts that you have available, right? Everything we smoke out of is like a kit of parts. So we're putting these parts together like a big giant Lego set. You know, if you're smoking with a traditional hookah or traditional-esque hookah where you put the stem on a grommet and then you put the grommet into the base, etc. We have all of these like bougie-ass accessories or these one-off pieces that make our setups what they are, and we understand them.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to understand those parts well enough to be able to use them all is very important. I have a MIG razor. I had a octopus plankton. I have the octopus from Sunpipe or whoever that is, the octopus HMD. Now I'm using the Matt Perry HMD. I'm good with the Phoenix. I know how to use the Provost. But really, basically, all you need is a good bowl. Like out of anything, like if you're going to spend money on anything, spend it on a hose that's washable, right?
Agreed.
Adrian, do you agree? Spend the second amount of money on the bowl, right?
Yeah,
because that's what's going to give you the good sessions. And as long as you have a good bowl, a good hose, some decent foil, and some decent coals, you're going to be able to get performance out of almost any tobacco. Whether you like the flavor or not is all a taste preference.
Yes, I could not agree more. I think that that's very true. How are you guys packing Zumerit Black Edition? I wanted to ask this and I forgot to, so I'm going to ask it right now. But how are you guys packing it? I'm doing a pretty light pack overall. Like I'm packing it far more than I would towards like a regular blonde leaf tobacco. I'm doing it pretty much like a 15 or 30% compression. I'm not doing too much of it. It's pretty light in the way that I've been packing it. I've really been enjoying it that way. How are you guys packing it? Adrian, what have you been doing a lot of?
I haven't been paying any attention to it.
Just
It smokes
throwing
good
it in there?
regardless. Don't fluff it. It'll get a little hot, I think. Some people might like that. If you overdense it, I've noticed flavor loss. Somewhere in the middle is probably correct. The further we go into the industry evolving and the better products get, I think the more fluid products will behave. You know, you can kind of pack it how you want to smoke it. I think as you start to smoke more and more, a lot of brands are like that. You know, this Tangiers is not dense packed, for instance.
So I pack my stuff like anywhere between 65 and 80% compaction, because you're not ever going to get a full 100% compaction. You're just not going to turn it into a damn brick. So let's just be honest here. I find myself still experimenting with it, right?
Yeah.
So as you look into tobacco and you look at, hey, I'm going to try a new brand, whether it be Adalia Trifecta, Tangiers, or anything new to you, I think it's important that you play with it and you find your sweet spot, right? Because as you pack things to different density levels, you're going to get different nicotine kick from it. So if you pack Tangiers at a fluff pack, you're going to get a huge fucking nicotine hit. If you pack it denser, you're going to get less of a nicotine hit.
Mm-hmm.
So experiment with what you have, and don't be afraid to say, hey guys, I packed it this way. I'm having really good results. Because most of the guys will go, oh, let me try that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like 80 to 90% from the communities will go, yeah, let me give that a try. Let's see if it works for me. And he's like, yeah, cool, it worked really good. I'm going to do this from now on. Or, no, it didn't work really good. These are my experience with it. How are you doing this? What is your pack height? What is your bowl you're using, et cetera, et cetera. And, that way you can cognizantly troubleshoot what's going on.
I think that's a good way to look at it, honestly. Like, it is very much like we throw a lot out to the ether, obviously, but at the end of the day, it is definitely very much a personal preference and stuff that we enjoy. I think that's That's definitely very true. Throw it out to the ether. Enjoy the conversations that get born out of talking about these sort of different things and stuff. But also be able to understand that not everyone is the same. And we all like to smoke the way that we like to smoke. Let's transition this a little bit into HMDs, because when I think of HMDs, believe it or not, I think of you, because I think that you have the way to do HMDs down to a science. And hearing the way that you're talking right now, I think proves that even more. I'm a huge fan of the Phoenix HMD. It's probably my personal favorite, though that's not saying much because I don't smoke a lot with HMDs, but it is the one that I prefer to use on more often than not on my occasions and stuff. What are some of the HMDs that you've really enjoyed? What are some of the interesting stuff that you've been able to try with and stuff?
So Lotus, the HMD, right? Lotus basically started it. Lotus gave us the basically every following idea of an HMD after, right? And as much as the silliness that they play as far as games, we owe a lot of credit to the Lotus, and that credit will always be due because they really pushed the bar when they came out with the HMD, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
It's something that, we probably wouldn't have seen if they wouldn't have had done it until right around today when a lot of the innovation is coming along. But as that goes along, we find people like the Phoenix HMD, which are really trying to gauge a different session from you, right? Mm-hmm. They listen to feedback from the community. They got a smaller plate on the bottom. And they're really trying to push the funnel HMD. I really love the Phoenix HMD for what it does, which it gives you a cleaner session with zero ash in your bowl. Are there other good HMDs? Yes, the MIG Razor is a good HMD. It's probably one of my favorite, sitting now next to the Matt Perry HMD. Those two HMDs are, in my book, one of the best HMDs on the market.
What's the advantage that because I noticed you smoking a lot with HMDs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you smoke more with HMDs than you do with foil and Provost. Is that correct or not?
That is correct. Because you have to understand the HMD in order to pack it properly.
So what is it you think you benefit from for smoking with HMDs?
So I work from home, right?
Mm-hmm.
The benefit for me is being able to empty my bowl, scrape off the bottom of my HMD, and get back to work, right? And when I'm in a session, or when I'm in doing things, mm-hmm. per se, like the hookah battle, it allows for quick change out of bowls. So you could have another bowl sitting there with a couple coals on, and if you understand your heat up time, you could be smoking the other bowl still, and you can put that other HMD and bowl on, ready to go, ready to smoke with no issues. If you're going coal on foil, you have to have another bowl with coal on foil, basically ready and poked. You have to put that bowl on the hookah, and then you have to kind of arrange your coals, set it up, and then sit there and play with it for a little bit to get the coals in the right space. It's a little bit of laborious, mm-hmm. But if you enjoy that kind of thing, coal on foil may be the thing for you. But when you're trying to do quick turnover, you don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time as it is, right? I'm doing HU. I'm doing my normal job. I have about 10 other side projects that I'm working on at this particular time. So I don't have a whole lot of time to sit there and fumble with things. And if you understand HMDs, you'll get to use an HMD with no flavor loss.
That is
and people who have smoked out of the bowls that I've packed understand that.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's an interesting point, Adrian. I know you are a big fan of smoking coal on foil. Do you feel like you get a little bit of flavor loss when you do HMDs?
Probably, but that might be because I haven't spent a whole lot of time exploring HMDs. Okay. If you look at the pseudo bro science that is hookah,
please,
there's no reason you shouldn't be able to get an HMD to replicate the amount of heat that comes out of 3 coals. There's just no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. Hold for hotspots. Hotspots are eliminated by HMDs, and that's a good thing, I think, in most people's eyes. But this is part of the conversation I'm just less equipped to talk about because I'm all about rituals.
Yes.
Hookah is very much a ritual,
yeah.
And I have not smoked a bowl that I've packed in over a year and a half that did not involve foil. I'm using a Provost now, but that's mostly to sustain the life of my coals to get through the podcast. I'm just a coal on foil type of guy. That's just who I am.
I got another question for you, Jeremy, because you have so much experience with HMDs. What makes a good HMD in your opinion? And counterpoint to that as well, like what makes a bad HMD out of all the stuff that you've tried? Can you say for certain some of the mechanics that you feel make a good HMD versus that make a bad HMD?
So good HMD is built out of good materials, right?
For sure.
Which Cloud Lotus automatically fails at, because you put that thing on a burner and it blows up, right? We've seen it in Hookah John's circle of friends. As long as any one of us have been smoking, about once a year we see the obligatory, oh, I've melted my Lotus post, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we think of top tier HMDs, I think of stuff like, hey, let's look at the matte pear HMD. Although it's not preheatable, it's made out of one solid billet of aluminum and then machined. Whereas the Lotus is cast. It's a cast type, such as the Ignis. And then if we look at, the Phoenix HMD, it is again milled out of a solid piece of billet aluminum. And then we look at the Octopus, which is somewhat of a hybrid. It's milled or lathed out of a tube per se. So a billet tube of aluminum with a stainless plate or aluminum plate at the bottom. I don't remember which one. And then we look again at the cast HMDs, such as the Octopus Plankton, all the fake Lotuses in the world, and then again the Ignis, the Ottoman Ignis, the original one, which is also a cast. So for me, when it comes down to anything, it's about materials, right? Whether it be a hookah, a hose, a handle, an HMD, hookah Wisma gadget that you throw on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Materials to me are so important. And by that, I mean, okay, you're going to spend $300 on a stainless steel hookah. In Hookah University this week, we had somebody come out and say, hey, my fucking $300 hookah is rusting.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's very discouraging to me, because I'm smoking out of a $500 Kinemod that I know that as long as I don't break the base, is going to last me for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. Or if you look at something that is sitting next to me, like the Sheikah, it's like, okay, you see how thick that cold tray is? This thing is fucking gigantic beast, right? This is quality in materials. It's quality in craftsmanship. When you put out a brand, and you put out any kind of brand, whether it be a hookah brand or the AM Hookah Podcast, you want to make sure that there's quality in what you're either producing or to people, right? So that is the most important thing to me when you look at a product, and it doesn't just go for HMDs.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good way to put it for sure. We just had a question in the chat right now from Bilu. He says, what bowl do you suggest to use with HMDs, Jeremy? Do you have a specific sort of bowl that you prefer to use in a lot of ways? I know that there's, obviously bowls that are made for HMDs that have that little bit of a lip. Lip alpaca obviously comes to mind. Mason bowl comes to mind, obviously. But do you care about having a lip when you look to use a bowl with your HMD? Or is there another factor that you like to go into? I can see you grabbing some bowls, so obviously you're going to give us a little bit of information about these. So what are your bowls of choice? Is there a bowl of choice?
If I'm looking at something classical like this is the Tangier Super Chief, right? This was basically the first multi-hole center spire bowl. Classic bowl here. But it's not going to fit an HMD real well, unlike, something more modern and everybody loves, like the Mason Onyx Bowl, which he's made many improvements over the years, so I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But it's specifically made for an HMD. It has the little lip on the inside. See people smoking with Provost with it all the time because they can pack it a little higher. That's fine. To me, really, as long as the center holes fit within the constraints of the interior of the bowl. And what does that mean? As long as the slits, or the point where you're pushing the air into, fits within this confines of the interior diameter of the bowl, it'll work for an HMD. Smoking blondes, this is one of my favorite. This is the Alpaca Rook special edition. I forget who makes it for them. Or even, the Alpaca Apache, which has no lip. I was just using this bowl, the orange one, before we started the podcast with the Matt Perry HMD. So I don't think that your options are limited per se with an HMD. You don't have to have a Ferris bowl. You don't have to have a Mason bowl. you just have to have a bowl that fits within the constraints of the HMD.
It's definitely worth it to grab your bowl collection if you buy an HMD of any kind. I mean, I think we all do it for fun even. You just put your HMD on top of your bowl and see how well it fits and stuff. Like Jeremy's saying, you want to make sure that the airflow that you're when you take a hit and stuff, it's going to go through your bowl and it warms up your tobacco in a lot of ways. Do you prefer to pack it a little high when you smoke with an HMD to make sure that it's touching a little bit, or do you not let it touch that HMD at all?
So I'm going to plug a little bit. You can go on to Hookah University, hookah.HUNIV.com a little bit. We've got some of the HMD 101s up there that myself and Paul have done. It's really like with the Lotus style where you got the little nubs sticking down in there. Mm-hmm. I only engage the nubs about 10% when I'm packing the bowl, because when you heat something, what does it do? It fucking expands, right? Mm-hmm. So the tobacco is going to expand irregardless, right? So if you think about that expansion, you still need room for the air to flow across the top of the tobacco and down the spire, right? Especially when you're doing a non-fluff pack. If you're doing a dense pack, you only want those nubs to engage so much so you still have that airflow. Because if you don't have that airflow, you're just going to suffocate your bowl. So again, it just goes back to knowing kind of your HMD and your bowl, as well as your tobacco. It's that kit of parts that you really need to understand.
Okay. Very, very cool stuff. Well, let's go ahead and get into one of the reasons why we're here today. I know it took us a little while to get to this point, but let's talk about mints. Please, let's talk a little bit about mints, baby. Let's talk about cold and meat. I don't know if that's going to work at all.
Fucking Azor Rio mint
yes.
And Trifecta Dirty Mint is fucking king.
Those are great. Those are very, very good mints. Going off of that, what are your top mints? What are your favorite mints, Jeremy, that you like to smoke? What is the stuff that is always on your shelf when it comes to mints?
Dirty Mint and Rio Mint.
That's it. Those are your two favorite mints. Those take the king of the castle for you.
King of the castle, because Supernova, although you guys think it's a mint, it's not.
I don't think it's a mint. It's a cooling agent. It is very good at what it does, but it is not a mint. That is for sure. It is definitely just a cooling enhancer, I think is what it's being referred to as more and more. But I think that's a good way to put it. What about you, Adrian? What is your top mints, the stuff that you really enjoy when it comes to mints?
I don't know. I don't have a huge opinion on mints. I keep K-Mint around, and a recent adapter of Rio Mint being probably the best mint on the market, period. I've had Dirty Mint. It's solid. I've got some Hipster Mint, which is a really nice laid-back mint.
It is a good mint.
I don't know. A lot of people,
mint,
I think...
Okay. Hipster Mint is like the old Alfacher guys when they used to enjoy Alfacher.
Absolutely.
And Trifecta went like this. And like, I'm going to grab you guys too.
Yep, exactly. It's still solid if you like, because I used to like Alfacher Mint. I think now it leaves something to be desired. I'll still pick it up if I get it for a good price locally. It's fine. Put it in there with some Alfacher Double Apple, no problem. I don't put too much thought into mints because I'd say I put about 20% mint in a bowl that I want mint in, and I never smoke mint straight for the most part. And maybe like 1 in every 10 bowls I smoke will contain mint at this point. I don't smoke as much mint as I used to. I think I got burnt out on it because when I first started, I was like, wait, you can just smoke cold? Okay, let's do that.
I have become far more of a mint head as time has gone on. You know, I was never somebody that I considered like smoking a ton of mint or anything like that. But as time has like gone on for whatever reason, honestly, Rio Mint and Bermuda Mint from Azor, both those flavors really brought me back into like really craving good mints. And then I've really gone out and explored a lot of mints recently. I've explored a lot of stuff from Trifecta, a lot of stuff from Azor, a lot of stuff from Zomo. Like I just really opened up all the stuff that I really enjoy about mint flavors. In fact, I'm getting into like mints plus flavors when it comes to like Eternal Smoke recently too. I really enjoy what mints can add to a flavor. Are you more of someone that like when you do smoke mint? Do you like to smoke mint by itself? Right now, Jeremy, you are enjoying a bowl of Rio Mint all by itself, correct?
Absolutely.
So are you someone that wants to smoke a mint by itself to enjoy that mint flavor, or do you enjoy mixing that mint at all?
If I'm going to grab something off the shelf and smoke it and just grab one note flavor, it's probably going to be a mint.
Okay.
I found the Eternal Smoke lit series, like the watermelon lit and the lime lit, which is thanks to the one and only Barack Zaddy.
Yes.
He gave me that mix and it hangs one night, but it's not really a mint, guys. It's a cooling agent with lime and water. So when I think of mint, I think of an herbal mint, right? It's not a cooling agent. Mint thing is unless it's a mint with a cooling agent in it. When I reach for a mint, I want something cold, but I also want something mint and flavorful, like a mint tea on ice.
I love sweet mints. Like whenever I go for a mint flavor, the one that I gravitate towards the most is something that is a sweet mint. I like to be able to taste the sugar in the mint flavor, which I think is something
that is no surprise, though, Matthew.
Yes, for me, maybe not so much.
Got him.
I want to taste the sugar in my mint. Twice the Ice X for it recently, I was able to start enjoying a lot more. And that is such a really good sweet mint. It's very enjoyable for that reason. Are there any really good underrated mints that you would suggest or look at? One of the ones that I don't think gets talked about enough, and I said this from the moment it came out, I don't think that the Nirvana Eclipse Armada mint gets talked about nearly as much as it should, because I think the mint from Nirvana Eclipse is absolutely fantastic. If you are a fan,
you talking about Andromeda?
Andromeda, what did I call it?
Armada.
That makes sense for me.
Sphinx.
I thought Andromeda was pretty good. It did not find its way into my top 5.
Oh, I love that
I
flavor.
didn't think about it too much. I had it with their Oberon and with their oh god, what was the name of their raspberry flavor?
Dorado.
Those are some pretty good mixes. Another one that's not talked about. Well, it's talked about more now, I think. But 24 Karat's a solid mint.
Yeah.
It's not even the mintiness. It's just the flavor. The whole encompassing flavor is just incredible. It's not necessarily super cold. It's pretty sweet. It's just a really good. It's a standalone mint. It's a mint that I could see packing and not being like maybe too much.
It's a vanilla peppermint.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, here's one thing that annoys me with mints when mints come to the market, right?
Okay, let's hear it.
So when mints come to the market, you either get a really good mint or you get a powdery mint, to where you take an inhale of the mint and it tastes like it's powdered.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys get the same feeling.
I don't know if I've had a powdered mint. I can't think of one off the top of my head, at least. When it comes to mints, I think it's important for any brand to have a good mint flavor. That's one thing that I think even like Eternal Smoke, for instance, is missing, is just a pure mint flavor. I'd like to see their take on it, just because they do so many different things with their line of flavors, obviously. But I think just a solid mint in a lineup of a flavor is always a very important thing to have, because it's, you want to cover all the bases, right? And one of those bases that you want to try and cover, in my opinion, is something like a mint. Now, it can also be said that there's enough mints on the market. Why bother making a mint? Because people are already going to have their favorite. But for
a mint head, Matt, there's never enough mints on the market.
There's never enough mint. There's never. I agree completely. I want to try them all. They're all so different and good. Peppermint Shake is a very good way that they were able to how do we do a mint that is different that we can get people to try? And I think Peppermint Shake did that a very, very, very well, honestly. I think it is something that stands on its own and is a very good flavor to smoke on its own as well.
That Peppermint Shake Dark, though, it's a whole new battle.
Oh, it's so good. It's so different. I was really impressed with the strongness of the flavor from the dark, adding more flavor and stuff like that.
Well, it's like the thing with pairing with the beer garden. When you pair a darker tobacco with the same flavor profile, a lot of times you get more robustness from it. So, even when I'm drinking something at home, I'm thinking, okay, what will go with whatever I'm drinking? Doesn't necessarily have to be beer or alcoholic beverages, 21 years and older. It could be anything. It could be, I'm a fan of teas, so a lot of times I drink a blood orange tea.
Teas and mint seem to go together very well. I think that's something that could easily be said. Now, Adrian, when you do smoke mint, are you looking for cold or are you looking for frozen? What are you looking for in a good mint?
I don't like frozen.
Okay.
It's a little bit too much sensation.
Do you like Supernova?
It's fine in moderation.
Okay.
That one time Jeremy had me smoke a bowl of just Supernova without telling me what it wasn't fucking cool at all. I was super not chill with that, bro. And he made an ass out of me because we were in the middle of a warehouse, a good warehouse. People I wanted to not think I was a little bitch. And now I'm pretty sure they know that I'm a little bitch.
Everybody loves you, Adrian.
Oh,
even though you don't think, everybody still loves you, Adrian.
Oh, well, thank you. I like flavor more than cooling. I think Jeremy speaking on there's a difference between a cooling agent or just cold.exe versus an actual mint. I like mints.
I love that, Adrian.
Oh
By the way, cold.exe is going to become a thing. I'm going
Oh
to send
my-
you a virus. It's going to be named cold.exe.
I want
Nice.
somebody to make that flavor. Like, we know enough people in this industry. We should be able to make that a reality. Cold.exe sounds like an amazing flavor that needs to happen. I think
I'm
that's-
going to MedWalk on the 15th of next month. So
I'm just saying. That's a great name. That's a really, really good name, cold.exe. I am looking for that little bit of frozen taste. I like the really, really cold mints. Like I said, I like sweet, obviously, too. But I really like the cold factor that you can throw to a mint. Obviously, it's starting to get pretty cold in Idaho, so I'm not quite as into it as I am during the summer months and stuff like that. But I still really enjoy that taste that when you take a hit and it really like just chills you down to the bone. I think that's very enjoyable in a lot of ways. I do like.
do you find
mixing.
it like more seasonal though, Matt?
For summer, obviously, I like it for hot time more than I do cold time, which is funny that I chose October to be the mint month, but whatever. I do like the coldness that you can add to something during hot months and enjoy it for a different reason than just the minty taste.
But like around Christmas time, do you find yourself smoking peppermint like me?
I don't actually. I don't think that I smoke it any more or less. Peppermint Shake came out last year during not Christmas time, but it came out with Christmas, time happening in between, obviously. And I don't think I smoked that any more or any less based upon the seasons that was coming up. I just enjoyed the flavor on its own. I've never really been one of those like seasonal smokers. I never got into like pumpkin spice stuff when it came to like pumpkin spice time. I don't know, maybe I'm just not that basic, I guess, but I just like those sorts of flavors whenever I'm looking to smoke them, I guess. Let me see. Is there any sort? So one of the flavors that I tried during this whole Mint October month that I put together was lavender mint from Trifecta, and I was really impressed with it. I had never tried it before. I thought it was really good, very, very enjoyable. Is there any mints that you would like to see like tried? Is there a flavor combination with a mint that you think would go really well together? Obviously, Adrian's probably going to say Toro and mint, I would imagine. I could be wrong, maybe not. Would Toro and mint
Do
be
you know what
something
Toro
good?
tastes like?
Yeah, well, I mean, only based off of what you've told me. I just assumed.
Are you talking about taro root?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I just assumed that you want that with everything.
I don't think that lends itself to wanting to be chilled.
Okay,
Not-
okay.
I mean, so if I've had Toro, what do you got, bubble tea or boba tea?
Okay.
It's iced. It's reasonable, but like it's not minty. It's just cold. So no, I don't want to add mint to that.
Okay. Is there any flavors that you'd like to see tried with mint, kind of like what we saw with peppermint cream or peppermint shake?
One of my favorite flavors back in the day was Tangier's Jamaica.
Okay.
Mixed with Tangier's jackfruit,
Okay.
and then you bang it with a little bit of cane mint. Solid.
Okay, there you go. So something maybe
Is
like
Bracken not a jackfruit fan? You don't like juicy fruit?
No, you're not a fan of jackfruit? Oh wow, that's surprising. That's a very good flavor. No? Oh wow, not a fan over there. Yeah, juicy fruit, 100%. Jackfruit, juicy fruit. They go together like ice and honey. I don't know what that means. So what
Did
about
you say ice and honey?
I don't know what I'm saying over here. Okay, I'm just talking.
Well,
need
J Rock and folks are bringing up a good like point in the chat right now. It's
What's
about
up?
pure mints, the FML line.
I've never tried
Yeah.
pure mints. I've never tried those.
Red, green, and blue, baby. It's truth, man. They're good and solid.
They are cold.
Just OG FML was very solid. I don't know what I'm saying was. They're still a company, right?
Yes, they still make stuff.
Like that's not a was. You can still pick this shit up. So do it. I mean, it's the problem with mints is there's a mints are problem with mints is not a proper sentence. I don't think. I don't know English. There's just so many, and you're gonna find your favorites, and then some are gonna be left to the wayside, and then you get into a Facebook group, which is a gigantic echo chamber a lot of the time, and then things don't get talked about, unfortunately. So go smoke pure, I guess, because thinking about it, I've never had a bad experience with any of the pure FML flavors.
No, they're solid.
I might have to give those a try. I have not, but I definitely would like to. I don't know why.
I'm gonna give you some homework from Hookah University, Matt.
Please do. I would be more than down with that. That'd be fun.
Okay.
We could do like a what would it be called? We could do like a smoker of the month type club where we all smoke a flavor and then talk about it. That'd be fun.
Don't touch me. I'm good with it.
Okay, sounds good. That's what we'll plan on doing. All right, guys. Well, this has been Minttober. We've talked a lot about mints throughout the entire month. I have one more video coming out this Wednesday to end all of the Minttober that I put together. It's going to be from Eternal Smoke. I'm going to be talking about the lit line, the stuff that I've enjoyed from it, the stuff that I thought was good from it. Just a lot of talk about Eternal Smoke. Obviously, last week we had Derek on the show, and we talked a lot about Eternal Smoke as well. But I'm going to be doing an entire episode of the Minttober, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Captain Wetbeard is over in the chat right now talking about doing some drunk hangs. I'm going to leave.
Do you mind if I drop the link to the Hangouts / meeting?
Yeah, go right ahead. Please do.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want to come hang out with us, you know where we're at. We're going to be in the Whereby link that I just dropped in the chat. You're more than welcome to come in and chat with me, pick my brain, make fun of Matt and Adrian, that kind of thing.
Please do. Please do. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's about all that we have planned for this episode of the podcast. Thank you, Jeremy, so much for being a part of it and hanging out, talking mints and all sorts of other stuff. Obviously, it's been a really, really fantastic time. Adrian, if people on the internet want to come and stalk you, where can they find you?
Bangbros.com.
Bangbros.com. What are some other ones? Brazers.com.
Oh my God.
There's another one. That about sums it up. How about you, Jeremy? Where can we find you?
Oh my God.
Facebook page, Hookah University, Instagram, Byrd Design 101, Instagram, Hookah UNIV, Facebook, yes, good, got that. On the webpage, hookahuniv.com or huni.life is all good. I think that's it.
Very cool.
Adrian, will you give us the real information so people don't end up at a porn
Jaro
site?
Madrigal just posted, you've been using my piped 15 code.
Ooh.
Thank you. I'm surprised that code still functions. I haven't done a sponsored video in months. No, you can find, if you want to see some cool hookah videos I've done, Pipe Dream Hookah, YouTube. That's a channel that I have. If you want to find me on Facebook and you haven't figured out how to do that, you're probably not old enough to be here. And if you want to find me on Instagram and Twitter, don't, because I'm not very active there.
Well, there you go. You can still find him, though, at pipe_the_dream.
Stop. Right? That's not even what it is. Stop.
I know. All right. You can find me all over the AM Hookah Facebook stuff. You can find me on AM Hookah for Facebook. We have a page and we have a group. Join it. Hang out with us over there. You can find me on Twitter at only Matt doesn't. Or you can find the podcast. At AM Hookah Podcast, also on Instagram as well. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, talking about mints and so much very more. We appreciate you guys hanging out for a little while. And until next time, well, keep on smoking. Bye.
Bye.